Yes, sir. YouTube, Blow Your Game podcast listeners all over the globe, guys. Welcome to a brand spanking new episode of Cap and Crown. Listen, you guys already know, man, we talk about all things NBA related over here on the channel. So if you guys are into NBA content, do us a favor, hit them subscribe buttons and join us here if you're new to the channel. And also to everybody, hit them likes. Help out the channel a lot, man, by hitting them likes. That'd be much appreciated. And also, too, guys, if you have any questions or any comments addressing any of the topics that we bring up on the show, simply add the CNC in front of your question or your comment, add it on the comment section, and we'll address it toward the end of the show. All right, King, you ready to get to it?
I am, bro. Let's do this.
Got a pretty interesting topic today, man. One that's been going around the interwebs. Has been kind of talked about here for the last handful of seasons, but we're going to talk about it here, man. But before we do, man, you already know we got to start the show off, man, right, by showing love to the sponsor of the channel.
This I Was Told segment is brought to you by the folks over at Fanatics. Fanatics is the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love the most, including WWE. You can earn fan cash to redeem when your orders, jersey protection for when your favorite player is traded or changes teams. They also have an unrivaled selection of authentic fan gear and Fanatics exclusives that are only available on the site. So if you need some merch and are interested in helping the channel, scan the QR code on the screen or follow the link, which is always in the description.
Yes, sir. You already know, man. Like I said, we've been talking about this topic that we're about to bring up here a few times here on the show. It was a topic that was brought up during the All-Star game, you know, because they decided to do World versus USA. It's talked about even more today because of how things are ran in college basketball. We see more and more, you know, overseas players coming over and adapting to the game quickly. So we're starting to get a lot more of the players who are, I guess you could say, more athletic, but less skilled, I guess you could say, are starting to be noticed a little bit more here in the Americas. And so a lot of people start putting them more in the box. You start pretty much just saying that all kids or young players are this way. And so we're going to kind of talk about this here. But the main reason why we're talking about this, because the one thing that people are blaming is AAU. So we're going to talk about that here today, man. I've been to a few AAU games. You know, I've maybe been to some other different leagues and stuff here around Dallas. I go to one almost every Saturday now, me and my wife. And so, you know, it's pretty interesting, man. It's a pretty interesting topic, man. So let's get to it today, King. Let's get into a little debate. I just want to know, King, is AAU destroying the game that we love today here in the US of A? Got a few quotes here, man, that I found online. And we got some quotes from some NBA players. They kind of gave their thoughts on it. So let's go through these here, man, and we can start talking about this topic here. So check this out. This is from Grindhouse Basketball. It says high school basketball humbles a lot of kids coming from AAU who are allowed to play out of control, make dumb mistakes, and have a low IQ with no consequences. When they actually have to play basketball, it doesn't look the same. All right, man. Let's see what else we got here. So check this out. This from Donovan Ford Hayes. He says, stop chasing exposure if you haven't mastered execution. AAU tournaments won't fix poor decision-making, lazy defense, or lack of fundamentals. Skill plus IQ plus motor equals attention. Do the work first, then get seen. And then check this out. This one says AAU didn't ruin basketball, bad development did. Too many games, not enough teaching. We're chasing weekend trophies and social media clips instead of fundamentals. See a recurring theme here?
Mm-hmm.
Check this out. Let's see what some of these NBA players are saying, man, or former players. This is from a guy, Jay Crossover himself, Jamal Crawford. He says kids play AAU to get notoriety and attention and get it. And I get it. I did as well. But you can't be the main focus. It's the fact that you lost by 20, but you had 2 highlights, and that's what's being promoted. I think that hurts our game, and I think it hurts the future of the game. That's a great point right there by Jamal Crawford.
Shout out to a guy with a great mixtape as well.
Yes, sir. You would know, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So we got a few former stars, man, in the NBA. They also had these comments, King. So check this out. This right here, this is Monte Ellis right here, King.
AAU basketball in today's game, it ain't nothing but kids disrespecting the game of basketball, because every time you score, you got to celebrate. It's only a bucket. That's why the NBA is taking the turn the way it is when they talk about European players and American players. Circuit basketball have become a circus. Like, most of the parents want to live through their kids, never played the game of basketball, but want to tell your kid how to play the game of basketball. And then when they get somebody who try to be real with them and coach them, oh, he hating on your kid. The fundamentals and the IQ is gone because we're not doing repetition of skills and fundamentals every day.
Well, that was Monte Ellis, man. Like you said, he's a guy who was definitely skilled.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what this next player. This is Tracy McGrady right here, King.
I think the current state of AAU basketball is too much about money. I don't think we're really educating the kids the right way for this sport, for them to be a great team player, for parents to understand that they are parents, they're not coaches. Parents need to stay where parents need to stay, in the stands, be respectful. We need to get back to the fundamentals of basketball, teaching a 7 and 8 year old how to do crossovers and step backs, tween and all that, I think is detrimental to their game. If you look at the international players and the foundation base they have for basketball, they don't run fast, they don't jump high. These guys are they're slow as molasses, but they're highly skilled because they have the foundation. You have to rely on your skill work, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to make you more of a dynamic player than your peers.
And then last but not least, King, we got one of the goats of the Mount Rushmore, the late, great Kobe Bean, Black Mamba Bryant. This is what he had to say.
Kobe, you've been pretty critical of the AAU system and the way American players are brought up.
Not pretty critical. I'm extremely critical. I hate it. Because it doesn't teach our players how to play the right way. How to think the game, how to play in combinations of threes. And I think everything is it's a reward system. I think coaches who are teaching the game are getting rewarded one fashion or another. And it's just a showcase.
Do you feel like
it's absolutely horrible for the game.
The young guys that are coming up, do you feel like the game is kind of stiff, whereas when your guys were more skilled?
Yeah, but I think that was just by luck in the generation that I grew up in. You know what I mean? Because like my generation is when the AAU basketball really started becoming shit. You know, and I got lucky because I grew up in Europe.
Right.
Everything there was still fundamental. So I learned all the basics. And I think we're doing a tremendous disservice to our young basketball players right now. And that's something that definitely needs to be fixed. And it's going to be one of the things that I definitely focus on.
Well, King, what's on your mind, man? What you think?
It's not much, bro. This is one of the times where I kind of just want to shut up. It's not really anything else to say. They've said everything. We've touched on this multiple times about the game and the European, well, not just European, the foreign players just taking over in general and having more fundamental, benefits to the game as far as not even having to be as athletic and all that stuff. Just it's really playing checkers to chess, bro. Simple as that. Um, they're over there learning how to play the game, the ins and the outs, and all. And most of the guys over here in the States just run about highlights, bro. We live in a short, attention span, universe
What
now.
what I call it? Microwave
What is it?
society.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, microwave society. Yes, sir. Short attention span, microwave society. You want everything just in 3 seconds or whatever. So nobody wants to sit and learn anything really. They just want the cliff notes, as we used to
Mhm.
use back in the day. So, um, yeah, bro. Like I said, AAU is now one-on-one highlights. That's all you go there for, is just see somebody giving you one move. You're still raw. And as Kobe, Jamal Crawford, shout out to Monte Ellis, like they all said, you want to know the entire game, not just, you don't have to. So people don't understand. That's why I'm so, I guess, critical of folks that like disrespect people like Draymond Green and all. And I'm like, they don't understand that Draymond Green is one of the greatest basketball players of all time. And they just look at things like, well, he doesn't, put the ball in between his legs, and he
Don't got a
doesn't
bag.
that have that bag or whatever it is. And I'm like, but he's one of the most winning players or winningest players that's ever played the game of basketball. And he impacts winning on like a ridiculous level. Shout out to him. He's an older player now. He's still impacting, but he has other flaws and all that stuff. But that's not what I'm talking about. But then you have players, you see them all the time. I don't want to single them out. It's not what this is about. And they just have a bag. They're skilled. The next AI. We've had an next AI and all that type of stuff. And they're not him. You feel me? Because AI was more than just a between the leg crossover shot and all. AI affected winning. AI was a winner. AI will go out there and die for any ball. AI will be out there playing with every injury, all 82. You feel what I'm saying? Get knocked on the floor, knowing every time he would go. It was no telling AI. You feel me? You didn't have to tell AI to be aggressive. You didn't tell him. He went and he was aggressive all the time. 100% all the time. So yeah, bro. It's really, like I said, it's not much to say. The players are saying it themselves. I don't disagree. We see the product. We see Adam Silver still trying to find ways to make the game better because of the American product. We see, I'm not trying to single out my guy Anthony Edwards again, but guys saying they're not fans of the game, playing the game because you're just athletic and nice. You feel me? And that's the difference. I'm not even trying to single out, like I said, Ant, because Ant's a beast, but that's just the game now, bro. Our guy Mello, you feel me? We talked forever. He wasn't a real fan of the game. Went over there, had his mixtape and all. Excuse me, guys don't even worry about the scoreboard anymore, bro. It's like I compare it to Call of Duty now. I play Call of Duty. It used to be a team game, and I'm like, it used to be co-op, and now everybody just worries about their KD and their kills and all because everybody wants to be, a streamer and a content creator. So they have 5 seconds of a nice play to do this and that. So it is what it is, bro. Everything is affected by it. It's just social
Right.
media. It's crazy. So I mean, it's not going. I don't want to say it's not going to change. It can change, but we just have to have better teachers. As I think, who was it? Monte that maybe said that the game has to be taught better. You can have AAU teams and all, but we need better leadership, better coaches, and that starts with better parenting by guys not interfering and being involved in all that type of stuff. Like the game just got to change, bro. And I don't know. At some point, it'll change. I think this American not getting an MVP thing will become a big deal at some point. Like it's been going on for a while now. Like it's damn near 10 years before you know it. And I think at some point that's going to be a major point. Somebody, I told you, that next greatest player of all time is the next American player that takes it seriously. I really
Mhm.
think it is. I think the next greatest player of all time or the next, that dude that we're really talking about is the next American born player. No disrespect to anybody else that takes it seriously, that says, hey, I'm going to take the American game, take the fundamentals back with the Europeans and all of the foreigners all around doing as well and take it to another level. So when that happens, that's who we'll get. But until then, this is the game we have right now.
Man, that's why I always tell folks, if you really love the game, you will actually study the game.
Mm-hmm.
You'll learn as much about it as possible, right? I remember having the posters on my wall. I remember watching all the games, and like I said, I remember sitting up with my pops watching ESPN Classic games on when ESPN Classic was a channel. I don't know if they still have it, but I used to sit up and watch those games and stuff like that. Hell, even now, I sit on YouTube every once in a while. I just watch old games. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to learn as much as I can. And on top of that, I was also trying to jumpstart my memory, bro, as far as some of these games. A lot of times we be sitting there talking about stuff, and it's so we've watched and learned so much, man. Still start running together. You know what I'm saying? So
we can definitely, not to cut you off, we can definitely do that old school gaming though again on Discord. You know that. That's easy. If you want to start that again, go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, guys, I love watching them games, man. Well, I guess because one reason, because it's nostalgia thing. We saw them when we were kids, and now you see it as an adult, you kind of look at it different. But yeah, bro, it's funny to me. I had I think I brought this up to my boy B. I used to watch his son, his youngest son, Bryson, man. He played in the league, and I think it was AAU. And I was like, that's when I kind of was like, yo, why is every time I look up, there's like AAU leagues everywhere?
Yeah.
When I was younger, the AAU, there was like a prestige type of league to play in. You know what I'm
saying? The dudes that were top of the line.
Yeah, top of the line, right?
Yeah.
And now like everybody's in the AAU now. It's like AAU is now has expanded to like little league sports. You know what I'm saying? And so it's crazy because our age group, we're now the adults and we're bringing the kids up. So when we hear AAU, you automatically think, yo, that's like I said, it's prestige. You think that's the top of the line. So like those players were saying, I've been at these games and I see these players' parents flipping out and stuff. Like, bro, the kid's like 11 or 12 or whatever. What are we doing? He's not going to the league tomorrow. Calm down. Then on top of that, I don't know how many times, bro, I'm sitting there watching the game and the kid is like bringing the ball up the court, right? The parent is yelling one thing to him. The coach is yelling something else to him.
Yep.
I saw a kid do this, man. Shout out to my boy B. I went, like I said, one of his son's games, and we were sitting there, and the kid dribbling the ball up the court, and the coach yelling out something, and the parent in the crowd yelling out something. I kid you not, kid. That kid got a 10-second violation, bro.
I can believe it.
Because he was confused. He was like, wait, dude, what now? What?
Well, I listened to him.
I was like, bro, and they folks do the crowd like, bro, shut up, let the kid play. What are you doing? And I'm just like, and they're right there, 1,000,000% right, bro. Like I said, I seen it. And it's crazy because I was sitting there telling my wife, I said, man, when I used to play, I didn't hear my parents say anything about people flipping out in crowds. Not saying that they didn't. I just didn't hear about it. Maybe, I was young and talk to me about it or whatever.
It was rare, bro. It was rare back then because, like you said, because it was a prestige of having the players on the team, the coaching and all that stuff was kind of prestige too. You trusted, being on that team. Like, okay, let him learn, or let her learn whatever going on from the coach or whatever like that. Now you see, confrontation, battles, and fights at AAU games and all that stuff all the time because, like
not
you said,
kids.
not the kids, the adults.
It's the parents,
and you see it because, like you said, they have kids there that aren't like the top of the line anymore. So you're just going over there to bully folks to get highlights. That's as simple as that. That's what you're going to do. That's why they say you get humbled when you go to high school and all, because you have to learn how to actually play basketball on the team sport, and the coach is not going to allow that or listen to your parent. They'll just kick you off the team.
Man, I always say that, man. If I'd have known back then what I know now, I'd be a whole lot different. And I think that kind of also fits when it comes to basketball. Because my pops used to always tell me stop over dribbling, all that type of stuff. And I was like, man, now that I'm watching the games, like I said, as you get older, you kind of get a better understanding of it. And that's why I have a whole lot of respect, I should say, for guys like Jordan and Kobe.
But I said I was literally going to say that to you, bro. That's why not Jordan and Kobe.
Hey, that's why you see them on my wall, bro. It's like not just because how good they were. I never really knew how important it was when Jordan and Kobe talked about this before, not wasting dribbles. And I never understood what he talked about with that. But if you actually sit and watch them play, go watch a Jordan highlight. There wasn't a whole lot of crossing, but like you said, like the teammate said, tween, leg, pump fake, step back in under the leg, all that. None of that, bro. Like guys they didn't waste dribbles, man.
Guys on the top of the scoring list, how many of them guys with like ridiculous bags?
With a bag?
Yeah, but guys they'd be like, oh my God, Kobe, right? That's probably
they got buckets.
Ridiculous bag. That's what I'm saying. But they have buckets galore because they go out there and they score buckets. I mean, you ever sit down? This is crazy thought and all that stuff, and like think to yourself, like, damn, bro, I could be Jordan or Kobe. Like we were just saying earlier, like, man, I know enough of the game and all. If I just told myself, do this and do that, and really like and just go all in and all that stuff for this. I know the game enough where I can actually do this. That's why, like you said, get respect for guys like Jordan and Kobe because they had that at that age. From that point on, I mean, from a youth of saying, bro, I'm going and I'm gonna be this, and nothing's gonna stop me, and this is the only way, and all that stuff. And that's a respectful thing. When you get older, I mean, that's why the greats are the greats. They understood it before we did. You feel me? Like we understand it later because we like, damn, the $1 million checks would be incredible. But they thought it was happening back then, and they had to, give up stuff and a whole bunch of things, bro. Like sacrifice.
Sacrifice. I was about to say that.
Yeah, bro.
Yep.
Like so.
And be honest with you, bro. That's why I never really got into coaching. I had a homeboy. I had a couple guys try to get me into coaching. I'm like, bro, I can't do it. I knew how my father was with me. My patience isn't as great. I would sit there, I'd be watching, I'd be getting mad. Like I even seen we went to one of my wife's closest friends' son's game the weekend, and the kid missed a wide open layup, and the coach benched him. And I heard the parent, he benched my son, blah, 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 blah. And I can hear the coach because we was not that far from where the coach was. He said, hey man, I'm trying to teach you. We're not gonna miss nothing like that. Yeah. You miss layups, I'm sitting you down. That's how you gonna learn or whatever, right? Take your time or whatever, and focus, all that type of stuff. I'm gonna sit you down until you figure it out. And I'm just like, I was sitting because my wife's friend's uncle, I was sitting next to him. He was sitting there talking. I was like, I like this coach, man. I like that coach.
Can't do it. It's a certain level of like I'm competitive as hell. So coaching, I do want to get into coaching at some point. I really think I do. But I always thought, man, if I'm so competitive, it might hurt the kids. I'm like, damn, for me. Like I may not understand in the moment, like that's a learning moment, not a, we gotta win and all that.
Like your mom used to teach, do you help you with your homework and get mad at you?
Yeah, you like, Mom, why you get mad at me? I don't know it and all. Like you feel me? It's like you gotta understand that
2 plus 2.
They don't know.
I don't know.
So I think that would actually kind of help me in a way as well, as far as doing that. But it's like you have to go, I guess, with coaching is, and I know it's kind of off topic, but you have to want to win. It's the competitiveness as a coach, but at the same time, it's development and like growth. I think is your job as a coach. Like I feel like the extra competitiveness is what you instill into the players. I feel like the players should be the ones, because the players are the ones that are playing. You feel me? Like no matter what, they're the ones that are playing, so they should have that mentality, and that's what you help instill in them. But as a coach, you have to be more of you gotta be a father on the court, a leader, a general, a guy that's like, bro, if your squad, your platoon or whatever, and somebody in the back, you feel me, falling back, whatever, you got a few guys, you're not gonna just run into a battle with your men down, and are you gonna try to, you feel me, get your guys up, hoorah, or whatever like that, like try to go get their spirits up or whatever.
You definitely gotta have patience. I tell you that.
You feel me? That's a coach's job, bro. That patience of leading. That's a leader. A true leader has patience, extreme patience. That's a true leader, and it takes coaches are great too, bro. Everybody that does this, that's why I give everybody their credit. That's great in the game, because it takes a great person to do that. You feel me? Like that managing egos is ridiculous. Like we talk about these players and seeing these interviews and all that stuff afterwards, and they talk, and we like, especially in this day and age, all the talking players do, and hearing how they were as far as that. Like even Doc Rivers, I give him credit because of you. That Boston locker room had hella egos, bro. Like no matter how much we discredit his coaching as far as his X and O's and all that stuff, but they needed somebody as far as for that team, a player's coach that could get the guys together. And all they said Doc Rivers was awesome at giving a speech and all that, so he needed to be that guy as far as to handle them egos. So he did his job there. So it's just special people, bro. Like it's grown men, and everybody has different, like just emotions and feelings and all that stuff. And, certain people get angry at stuff. Certain people, you can tell them they trash, and they like, you feel me? I'm trash. All right, let me go show you something. You feel me? Certain people, you call them trash and they ready to fight you.
Right.
So it is what it is, bro. It's a great man. But
yeah,
go back to the topic. I'm sorry.
Well, no, you good. That's like I said, it's all of that has to do with the whole learning thing with the kids and stuff like that, man. Coming up here, those kids are going to be high schoolers, and them high schoolers are going to be in college, and them college players are hopefully going to try to get into the league, right? You got certain things you got to learn before you get to the league. And I was just about to ask you, bro. It's to the point that playing off ball is now considered a skill now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy, bro. I was thinking about that the other day, but what was I watching? And somebody brought up, I think I was watching something about the AAU thing, and just in general, they talk about USA basketball and stuff. And they were talking about playing all ball. Like, man, you got to teach these guys how to play all ball and all that. I said, damn, playing all ball
crazy.
is considered a skill now. It's considered a skill.
It's
like,
because,
believe it in.
I was going to say, because of heliocentric offenses now.
Yeah.
It's because of LeBron.
Which I mean, I don't even. I know you always say it's gonna go back full circle, man, but Jesus, it don't feel like it's gonna go back that way, bro. It
Adam
like
Silver,
it's
bro. I told you it's gonna be up to rules. Rules have to change the benefit stuff, which changes the game. Adam Silver has to change the game the right way to get the defense like the benefit of the doubt, so people get off the ball. Back in the day, you didn't have people that held on to the ball. Even the point guard just got the ball and then passed the ball on to whoever else. So I think it'll move forward. Just Adam Silver get it together, bro.
Yeah, because like I think it was T-Mac or somebody was saying that's another thing too. Like a lot of them don't don't have their own identity, right? Too many of them are trying to be just like everybody else. Nobody's gonna have their unique identity, which is why I always use this example when people used to say, "Oh man, I want Lively start shooting threes." It's like, why? Why do you want me to shoot threes? Just because everybody else is shooting threes?
Everybody else shoot threes, yes, bro. Mm-hmm.
If you're winning this particular way, you're performing this particular way, and you're being effective this particular way. Why do I need to change that? Because everybody else is doing it.
Why don't you just get dominant in the interior?
Exactly. Like I've said before, bro. I remember back in the day that each of those teams, those really good teams, had a certain identity.
Yeah.
Now it's everybody got to have the same identity now. Like I hear people talking about. It's kind of why I want the Detroit Pistons to win the championship, right? Because they're not a traditional team where we gonna shoot a ton of threes or whatever. They killing you in transition. Their defense dictates their offense, and they're able to perform in the half court from the mid range or end. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have a lot of teams that do that. So people say, "Oh, we don't got a lot of those 3-point shooters on the team," but their defense is good enough to those teams who shoot a ton of threes. It ain't affecting them because they playing the defense on you, guarding the perimeter and all that type of stuff.
I feel like they are traditional. I feel like traditional as far as old school.
Well, yeah,
they have an old school type. In today's game, they have an old school type of vibe as far as everybody plays their position. That's how it feels on Detroit. Like everybody plays their position, and
they lead. I believe I could be wrong. Don't quote me on this, but I think they lead the league in points in the paint.
So I can believe it. Everybody plays their position, bro. That's what you do. You don't remember you used to have just point guards that could just drive and dish. You didn't have to be the greatest point guard in the world. You didn't have to be an all-star point guard. You just to play the point guard position, just get the ball to people so you can drive and you can kick the ball to somebody or whatever, set somebody up, get a couple assists as your point guard.
Now one reason why Katie's able to do that. Because you got a lot of guys on that team, they don't have to have the ball in their hands to be effective. They can move without the ball, bro. I've seen it so many times, bro. That's how you find them guys for backdoor cuts and stuff.
Yeah, he's a superstar point guard, obviously, but it used to be like I'm saying, the old teams, where everybody wasn't a superstar. You just had a point guard that got you a few assists and all that, and they were just a serviceable point guard. You feel me? Like get you a couple buckets if they wide open, probably hit a three because they're a point guard. You leave them wide open with the ball in their hand, they knock down a three. Now you had a two guard if they want the exceptional two guard that can knock down an open shot, that can hit a mid range, whatever. They shoot the ball. They're a shooting guard. You feel me? No matter what, hey, you find them. They're open. They do it. Your three was more of your slasher guy and all. Your power forward, mid range shots as far as their rebounds and all. We said Charles Oakley known as a guy that knocked. Horace Grant known as a guy that did that type of stuff. Not a bunch of all-star games and all that stuff, but they just played their position and all. And then your center, usually your center was dominant because he was an interior guy that got your rebounds, blocks, and got your points because that's what centers are supposed to do, anchor the team on offense and defense. I thought that's what a center was literally supposed to be. And nowadays you don't have right team philosophy. And that's because, like we always talk about, teams are always copying each other. It's like you want to be the last team or whatever. Instead of being yourself or establishing something or playing ball a certain way, you try to follow something because it's a trend or a special squad that did that or whatever like that was established.
Analytics.
Yep, or it's based off of a special squad. You feel what I'm saying? Like and you just switch the whole game up. Still to this day, everybody's trying to be Golden State. The game has kept from Golden State, kept going. And it's like everybody's trying to be Golden State. Nobody's went back to saying, well, how these other teams win a championship before Golden State? Because Golden State don't exist anymore as far as that iteration of Golden State or whatever like that. So I told you, in this day and age, I've already said the last episode to you, if somebody wants to compete against a Wemby, I've already gave you the key. You need a guy that can get in the paint, stand in the paint, and like be an anchor down there where Wemby has to put his body on him. Then you stop Wemby from being a roamer. That's how you stop Wemby from being a roamer, literally. But nobody has a center that can do that except for like a Joel Embiid, maybe a Jokic and all that stuff down there. He may not be athletic enough to do that, but like I said, Embiid got 70 on him before. And I know he was young and all, but still, to get 70 on Wemby is crazy because Embiid was that type of center.
I agree. But yeah, man. Y'all let us know what y'all think, man. What's y'all's opinion on the whole AAU circuit? Do y'all think that it's hurting the league, or do y'all think that it's not really that big of a deal? Y'all let us know in the comment section. All right, King, let's go ahead and turn the page, man. But before we do, let's show some love to the merch of the channel, man. Yes, sir. Listen, if you guys are interested in the merch of the channel, like I have one right here, simply scroll down to the description box below. There is a link to the actual site for our merch, or you can scroll over to the store tab on our YouTube channel, or I think we have some merch right here up under the video. Either way, recommend you going to the site, but you do have other options of buying merch. All right. Members, you already know you get that permanent discount for being a member of the channel. So let's go scroll on down to the description box, click on the site, man, and get your shop on. All right, King. Let's go ahead and turn the page, man, and get to these questions and comments, man, and we can call it a night.
Sponsored by True Classic.
The most interesting customer came into True Classic today. A young man came in right when the doors opened and said he had a job interview in just 30 minutes. The challenge, or so he thought, he had about $150 to work with. Now in most places, that's a fancy shirt, maybe some nice socks. But at True Classic, when you add more, you save more. So not only did I set him up with a pair of our 4-way stretch chinos, not only did I set him up with one of our white button-down shirts, I even helped him complete the look with one of our coach's jackets. All for just $130. So he found his fit, looked great for his interview, and I'm pretty sure he got the job too. That's true value.
All right.
There we got.
Shout out to our guy Daniel Barry, Sports Highlights. He's a Glow Yard member. Make sure to check out his channel, y'all. Highlights all the time. Like Daniel Barry always dropping new content, y'all. That's my guy. He says happy Monday, everyone. What's up? What up, Daniel Barry?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Zashawn, our guy here, he's saying these are facts, fundamentals above everything. Facts, Zashawn. Zashawn, man. Zashawn, jeez. Used to play ball or used to hoop, Zashawn? Because you seem like you're a fundamental guy. As far as I know, you got beef with Michael Jordan, being known as a great defender and all, but that's a different story.
Which is crazy because we all, like I said, when we was kids, we just saw the highlights of stuff he can do in the air and all that stuff. But like I said, when you get older, you start realizing, man, he was one of the most fundamental players of all time, man, along with his skill and talent. You know what I'm saying? So,
and it's crazy that, you know, how people trying to like highlight, people try to say now, oh, Jordan was giving stats and all that stuff back in the day and all that nonsense. I'm like, bro, it's like at times and I'm like, people should just say less and not talk because like don't throw stones. You live in a glass house. I know that's shout out to TGK and 50 Cent. But like, do you know how easy it is to get an assist now? As like compared to before? Like, bro, when you took that like 2 steps before, it was a wrap. Or you didn't go into a basketball motion, it was done. Like that assist didn't count. Nowadays, Joker be passing it to like Jamal Murray, they be setting it up, they come over for a pick and run around the pick and then go for a layup. And it's like, oh, it's an assist
like,
still and all. Like, come
got
on,
a 10th assist. Like, assist.
Let's chill, man. Like
he damn near got his own bucket.
Exactly. T God says Kawhi Leonard. So T God, I know you're saying Kawhi Leonard is awesome. That's your guy. But when you write it with the less than signs behind it, it looked like you saying Kawhi Leonard like Dookie. Just letting you know. And it also says the claw. And it says Kawhi was snubbed to the All-Star MVP. I ain't even watched the game, T-God.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, ain't watch it.
He says Kawhi is the only player to come back after a long stretch of not playing and drop 30 points the next game. I don't even know if that's a good comment or not, T-God. Like, are we bragging for that one? But yeah, Kawhi that dude. Kawhi the truth. I don't have a problem with Kawhi, T-God. Kawhi is younger than LeBron and Steph. He has enough time to get maybe 1 or 2 rings. I don't think Kawhi get any more, T-God. Unless he like go sit be a 6-man on like a team or something like that.
I'm gonna say he goes somewhere else. He probably have a
chance. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying, he not the guy. He not being the guy on the championship team no more. He's not being number 1 on a championship team anymore. I don't think for him anymore. And Kawhi, one last thing to you, like on a vacuum, if I'm picking between Kawhi and KD, like I've always said on the show, and no shot to KD, I pick Kawhi. Like Kawhi, my guy. So no problem over here. If you like Kawhi, you'll like this show. So welcome. That's it.
All right, man. Appreciate the activity, y'all. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate the ones watching the channel and all that good stuff. You guys are into NBA content. We do this all every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So we'll be back here on Wednesday talking more NBA talk. Simply hit that subscribe button. Join us here as we continue to grow the channel, man, or try to grow the channel, I should say. Also, too, everybody hit them likes for us, too. That'd be much appreciated. And also, shout out to people like Daniel Berry here in the comment section. We have members of the channel. Simply hit that join button if you want to become a member of the channel. Join us here. We have shows dedicated for the members every Friday morning. Also, too, follow me, Big J, Cuz, NBA. On Cuz We Geeks. We talk about all things in the geek culture involving movies and television. We're going to definitely have an interesting conversation tomorrow on the show. We're going to be talking about the Paramount Warner Brother merger. Got a lot to get into with that. As it pertains like DC and all that good stuff. So we're gonna talk about that tomorrow. And that's pretty much it. We're gonna have like a huge discussion about that tomorrow. So we're gonna get ready for that. But yeah, we have shows every Tuesday evening and Saturday morning for Cuz We Geek. So if you guys are into Marvel, DC, Star Wars, all that good stuff, follow us over there on Cuz We Geek, man. We talk about all that over there. King, is there anything else I'm forgetting?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was reading the comments still. CC Motion. I'm not reading that, but that was funny. Follow myself, Queen, Travis, BA, and sometimes Devin on We Talk Combat. So we talk all things combat sports and sports entertainment. I like to call us the best, brightest, and blackest combat review show there is on YouTube or anywhere else. Please follow us if you're into WWE, combat sports, anything like that. We do shows every day of the but review shows for WWE product and the special mixed martial arts and boxing showings as well on Sunday afternoons. But like I said, we do watch alongs for all the WWE events throughout the week. So come on over there if you're interested in that type of stuff. Give us a like, subscribe, all that mumbo jumbo. And also for this channel, we'll see you on Wednesday, man, for more NBA content. Appreciate everybody. CC, appreciate you as well. And we'll see you on Wednesday.
Yes, sir. We'll be back here on Wednesday, like you said, man. Same Cap Thompson Crown channel.
No cap.
Cap and Crown. AAU is saving lives out here, King. You being a hater.